Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Bundles, and today's video is going to be going over patience in business and the importance of having patience. Now, recently on this channel, I made a few videos to encourage you all that are not receiving sales or orders through your business or through your website, or whatever stream or path you use to retrieve your sales. I touched on some of the reasons that you may not be receiving sales, and I have a lot of videos on this channel about increasing sales and things like that, and sales tactics. Now, what I do want to talk about today is something that is crucial when you are in business, period. This is something that I've run into numerous times, and this is something that I just want to reiterate and remind some of us of when we are working with people, because that's really what business is. Business is about making relationships, working with people, finding solutions, providing value. And so that's what we're going to go over today. So if you are interested, be sure to give the video a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed, and let's get right into the video. So recently I was out and I heard a conversation with someone, and it wasn't even anyone that was necessarily in an entrepreneurial role. They were actually working, and I overheard a conversation where they were getting really upset and really feisty with the customer. And then at the end of the call, they put the phone down and they were just talking about how, the customer was stupid, how there is a such thing as stupid questions, how the customer should know better, and just a lot of things. And I'm just in my head, first of all, it's not really, it's not professional. But second of all, I'm just thinking like, wow, this is definitely a alert in my mind that I need to make a video to talk to the people that follow me or the people that watch me, to let you all know that, sometimes things may happen and you may not even notice that you're doing it. But then you may sit back and you may, feel the effects of some of the small things that you do each day, and it may have a long-term negative effect on your business. And so a lot of times I talk about when you are starting a business and you're not really receiving sales or having a lot of momentum, it does not necessarily mean that you're doing anything wrong. And I still stand by that. It does not mean that. Sometimes it just takes time. People have to know who you are. People have to get familiar with your service, familiar with working with you, familiar with your brand, comfortable with you. They have to build trust. They have to feel like you're providing value. And the way that they feel like that is you have to first explain it. You have to explain what you're offering. You have to show them, demonstrate. Not just that, but you have to back up your word. So if you're saying, this is quality, then you have to provide that as well. And so there's a lot of different things that go into making sure that your business runs, and that you get sales, and that people are aware of who you are, and that people want to work with you. There's a lot of things. Sometimes people just gravitate towards you. Sometimes, every scenario is different. There's not just one way to success. There's not one way to retrieve orders. There's not one way to gain a following. There's multiple ways to do a lot of things, and I'm a big advocate of that. Have you ever met someone and they're like, this is my way, you have to do it this way if you want this? And that people may feel that way, but for me, I always have looked at life and business as there's a million different ways to do something. You might tie your shoe like this, and you may tie your shoe with the bunny ears. And if you don't know what the bunny ears is, I have 3 boys. And so sometimes I'll teach them different ways, especially when I have a 5-year-old and he's learning how to tie his shoes. And so with his 2 brothers, when they were growing up, I would, teach them, hey, you can make a bunny ear, cross it, do this, and loop it. And that's how you can tie it. And then, if they didn't catch on to that, then I'll be like, okay, let's go ahead and make one bunny ear. Let's loop it around. So I'm just saying that there's different ways to learn how to do everything. So there's not, in my opinion, just one way to figure out how, your business is going to thrive, and, different skills and tactics to make your business as successful as you want it to be. Like I mentioned on this channel, we're all learning, we're all, thriving. I'm not done with my journey. I'm not a millionaire. I'm working just as everyone else. I want to be better every day. I want to learn every day, and I want to share what I've learned thus far and some tips with you. So that's what I'm going to do in this video. So I'm going to title this video, I believe, Patience in Business. I have a few bullet points right here that I'm going to be touching on. And so this is what I want to go over. So, like I mentioned a minute ago, a lot of things that you do in your daily life can have a long-term effect on your business. So think about it. People are very important. They're a very important part in business. People. So if your people skills, if your, respect level, if your politeness, if your understanding level, if your empathy, if all of that is down and you really don't care about nobody but yourself, it's going to be very hard to convey to others that you are someone that they should work with. You know, when people are coming to you, they're coming to you because you're the expert. Although you may not know everything. I don't know everything about hair. I don't know everything about Shopify. I don't know everything about owning a business. I don't even know everything about being a mom. You know what I mean? And that's huge to me. That's my priority. You know, being a mother. I don't know everything about that. I don't claim to. And so you don't have to know everything to be an expert. You don't have to know every single thing, but you have to understand that when you put yourself in a position as an owner behind your company, people are coming to you as the expert. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're doing your research, and you want to make sure that even if you don't understand or know something that your customer is asking, that you're willing to say, you know what, let me get back to you. Let me go ahead and do some research. Let me do some digging, and I'll contact you back. When you are working in a business, it takes patience. It takes patience. Patience is going to get you far. Don't assume that everyone knows what it is you know. Of course, you know it because you're in that industry. If I call and say I'm calling, I don't know, say I'm calling a doctor's office, and I'm sitting on the phone and I'm asking, you know, I'm telling them I have, you know, runny nose and I have a swollen eyes, and they're like, oh, well, she should just know it's allergies. I don't know that. I'm not a doctor. Now I can assume it. I can guess. I can Google some things, but I don't know. I'm coming to you because you're the expert, right? So I want you to actually look at everything and you tell me what's going on. And that's kind of the same analogy when you're running a business. If you look at everyone as them being stupid and they're dumb and they should already know that what this hair does, that's going to stop a lot of people from working with you, because even if you don't tell someone verbally, you know, I think your question is stupid, a lot of people can read between the lines and they can tell based on how you act, based on your facial expression, based on your body language, based on your tone on the phone, based on your email language, based on a lot of different things. And let me tell you this, you know, never get too big for your business, that you're too big for your customers, because if it wasn't for your customers, or if it wasn't for people that were even coming to your website to inquire, you wouldn't have the sales. So you have to realize that, you know, be patient. Be patient. You will want someone to be patient with you. I used to always, when I was working in the financial industry, you know, I was working at this credit union, I would get calls from elderly people. And a lot of times I would see people, you know, just getting upset with elderly people. And they would be like, she should know this. Why is she calling in? Oh, they take forever to pull up this, and they take forever to go get their account numbers. And it's like, I want people to treat my grandparents with respect. I want people to treat my parents with respect. And so I'm going to show the same courtesy, because this is someone's parent. This is someone's grandmother. This is someone's grandfather. And so just that mentality, I'm just giving you all examples. That mentality is what I take with me in my business too. This is someone's daughter I'm talking to. This is someone's mother, you know, and even if it's not, still have respect for people, because you want them to have respect for you. So just remember that you're the expert. If someone's coming to you and they don't know anything about the industry that you're in, it does not mean that they're stupid. It does not mean that they don't know anything. It just means that they need more assistance in this industry or with this purchase, and that's why they're coming to you. And if you want the sale, if you want to start building relationships, then my advice would be to not get so frustrated, but to actually step back, look at the situation, understand that they're coming to you for help. They're coming to you because they respect you. They're coming to you because they want an answer from you, and help them understand what you know. Give them advice, give them insight, give them your recommendation, but do it in a way that's loving. Do it in a way that's professional. The second tip that I have is don't kill the sale because of your rudeness. I see this almost all the time. I can't tell you how many stores I go into and I leave right back out. If I walk into your store and I'm in there browsing, I'm a reasonable person. So I understand that, you know, you may be busy, you may be finishing up the last order, you may be assisting another customer in the store. I get that. But if I'm in the store for a few minutes and I can clearly see that you're not doing anything, you're just kind of standing there and you don't greet me at all. You're greeting everyone else, but you don't see me. You don't greet me. You don't come and ask if I need any assistance. I'm leaving the store. It's rude to me. And so you lost that sale. If I go into a restaurant and I'm not being assisted and I'm being ignored and I'm being cut in line, and, you know, you're not taking care of my needs, or you're not coming back and checking on the table, you know, I'm not going to leave without paying, obviously, but that may be an experience that makes me not want to go back. So I'm just saying that we have to look at our actions and the effects of our actions, not just for today, in a bigger view, in a bigger picture, because sometimes the way that you treat people, if you are rude, it can have a negative effect on your business, and it can make them not want to do business with you again. Now, again, I'm not saying that you have to, be taken advantage of, because sometimes you will get those customers that are just completely rude to you, cussing you out, calling you out your name. I'm not saying that you have to sit there and take that either. I'm not saying that. But I am saying, you are in control of how you act. You're not in control of how anyone else treats you or how anyone else responds back, but you're in control of how you represent your company, your brand. So make sure, even if you catch yourself, hey, I feel like I'm getting frustrated, keep it in and make sure that you're still being polite, because A, it's the right thing to do. B, you will want someone to treat you like that. C, you will want someone to treat your family like that. And D, if you want to be successful and actually make money, then that's part of the job. That's what comes with it. If you can go to your job and clock in and put on a smile that you don't feel like putting on for another company's business, then why can't you do it for yours? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying go out, be fake, because a lot of people are like, I'm not going to put on a smile if I'm not happy. You do it at work. And again, it's not about being real or being fake. It's not about being Brittany or I'm not being Brittany, but it's about treating people with respect. Even if I don't feel like treating someone with respect, it doesn't give me the right to not do it. I may be tired as heck, but if I still go into a grocery store and someone opens the door for me, it's still my responsibility to say thank you. If I go into a restaurant and the waiter brings me back a drink, it's still my responsibility to say thank you. And so we have to start looking at it like that. Don't be rude, even if you feel like it. It's not worth it, and it can have a terrible negative effect on the long-term effect of your business. Next thing I want to go over is be understanding. So be understanding to your clients and to your customers. Be understanding, put yourself in their shoes. Not everything is black and white, and I had to learn this as I got further in business. You set your policies, you set your guidelines, you set the foundation of your business. And although I wouldn't recommend bending it too much all the time, but I would recommend looking at every scenario as, an individual scenario. And so there are some times where you may look at something, you may say, I've never run into an issue like this, or I've never run into a concern like this, or I've never had a scenario like this, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try this, or in this scenario I feel in my heart it's going to be best to do this. You want to balance out both. You use your head, but also use the human part of you, and realize that you're working with people, and the best way to keep people around, the best way to get people to want to continuously purchase with you, is to build relationships and to be personable. It's to be respectful. It's to treat everyone with respect, with patience, with understanding. So if someone's explaining their situation to you, listen. A lot of times you'll be telling someone something and you can tell right then and there that they're not even interested. They're like, okay, and you're like, did you even hear anything I said? So make sure that you're giving your customers the attention that they deserve, especially if you're asking for their order in return. And then and I apologize for the lighting, you all. Let me make sure. That didn't really help. I apologize for the lighting. I know the lighting isn't the best, but I do want to get this video out for you all. So I hope that you can still, hear my words, even though you can't really see me that clear. Just hear me out. The last tip that I have is better your people skills. So like I said in the beginning, running a business it's going to be a lot with people skills, skill building, working with people, and I'm not going to lie. Sometimes working with people can get frustrating. Depending on the people that you're working with, you'll get those customers that are rude. You'll get the people that call you out your name. You'll get the people that even if there was even a time when I was working in a call center and someone even threatened to come up to the call center and do some bad things to the call center because they were upset. So trust me, I know you'll get people working with people. It's kind of like you never really know what to expect. You can always be surprised, like, what in the world would make someone want to say this about me? Or what in the world would make someone want to do this to me? You can't control it. So I'm not saying that you're never going to get to a point where you're frustrated, because we're human. I mean, of course you'll get frustrated working with people, and but you still want to make sure that you're keeping your people skills, and not just keeping your people skills, but you're bettering your people skills. So researching, how can I make sure that my body language doesn't give off a vibe that I'm just over it? How can I make sure that I actually look like I'm engaged too? Not just that I am, but I look like it, because you can be engaged and you may not even look like you're engaged. And that can give the wrong vibe and the wrong signal to someone. How should I shake someone's hand? Should I look them in the eye? Should I, make sure that you're kind of sharpening yourself up, because that's going to help you in life, period, no matter what you decide to sell. Even if you open this business and 5 years down the line, you're like, what, I tried to sell hair. It's not something for me. So now I'm going to go into this industry. Bettering your people skills can always help. There's nothing wrong with that. That's definitely a great investment. And like I said, there's a lot of information online that you can research. There's a lot of videos online that you can pull up and watch. You know, there's resources. We have resources at our fingertips. So there's really no excuse on not bettering yourself and not bettering your people skills. So I just wanted to make this video to put it in perspective that a lot of times we aren't receiving sales based on the way that we treat people, based on the way that we carry ourselves, and based on the way that we act. A lot of times, like I said, this video is not for everyone. It does not mean that you're not getting a sale because you know, you did something wrong. A lot of times, like I said in the beginning, it just takes time. It's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of marketing. It's a lot of advertising. It's a lot of consistency. And so, you know, it doesn't mean that if you're not getting a sale that you just have to change your, you know, your people skills. But, you know, even me, everyone can stand to become better. And I definitely, you know, I'm never going to turn down some training for bettering my people skills, because that's something that's a crucial tool, not just in my business, but in my personal life as well. And so I want to make sure that I'm always, like I said, bettering myself. And I want to make sure that I'm always being the best that I can be. And yes, again, I'm going to put it out there. It doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect. Yes, everyone falls short. But if we can start implementing some of these tips that I just went over in the video, then, you know, some of us may really start to see a dramatic change in our business, and not just in our business, but in our personal life. So if you have any questions, be sure to leave them down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.